Good morning to all of you. So we have started this chapter, electricity in magnetism. In this, the following contents we have discussed so far. We have discussed what is electricity, what are the various sources of electricity, electric cell we have discussed, battery we have discussed, solar cell, main supply and electric generator. Now in today's video we are going to discuss how the flow of charges constitute the electric current. So let's start our discussion. Now, when two charged bodies are connected with the help of a conductor, the electrons flow through the conductor from the body with higher concentration of electrons to the body with lower concentration of the electron. As we have already studied in the heat chapter that there is a transfer of heat always takes place from the higher temperature to the lower temperature. In the similar manner, there is a transfer of electrons to transfer of the charges whenever there is a difference in the concentration of electron from one body to another body. Now, as there is a transfer of electron, so the object that loses electron becomes positively charged. That means it contains more number of protons than electrons, and the object that gains electron becomes negatively charged. Negatively charged means the object contains more number of electrons in comparison to the proton. So how that takes place? A negatively charged conductor to a positively charged conductor. So whenever a negatively charged conductor is connected to the positively charged body, then the flow of electrons takes place from the negatively charged body to the positively charged body. As we already knew that opposite charge attract each other, so this negative charge attracted towards the positively charged body. Now if a negatively charged object is connected to the uncharged object like this, so the electrons starts flowing from the negatively charged body to the uncharged body till the concentration of electrons on this negatively charged body as well as positively charged body becomes equal to each other. Now if an uncharged conductor is connected to a positively charged conductor, then what happens? The electrons starts moving from uncharged conductor to the positively charged body, as there is a attraction of the electrons due to this positively charge, and this movement of electron continues till the number of electrons on these two bodies becomes equal to each other. So we can say that this flow of electron constitutes an electric current, and the direction of the current which is taken is opposite to the direction of the movement of the electron. So to keep this flow of electrons, it is necessary to maintain an excess of electron on one object and deficit of electron on the other object, which is so far we have seen in case of the electric cell is done by the chemical reactions in the electrolyte. Now, so let Q is the charge that flows through a conductor in time t. Then the strength of current through the conductor is given as I equal to charge that flows upon time taken, that is I is equals to Q upon T, where Q is the charge that is flowing through the conductor and T is the time during which the charge is flowing. The SI unit of current is ampere, and it is named after the scientist Andre Marie Ampere. Now let's define 1 ampere. Current is said to be 1 ampere when 6.25 into 10 raised to the power 18 electrons flow through an object in 1 second. So you can see this is a huge figure. So we can say that when these many electrons flows through an object in 1 second, then we say that current through the conductor is 1 ampere. Hence the current is said to be flowing through the conductor. Now let's discuss the next topic, electric circuit. So you must have seen the cell as a source of electric current. Now electric current can flow between the two terminals of the cell through conducting materials when all are well connected. So for that we need a circuit. So the closed conducting path along which electric current flows is called an electric circuit. And it generally consists of the following components. We need a source of electric current due to which the electric current can flow. Then we need a conducting wire, say copper wire, because copper is a good conductor of electricity. An electric appliance like bulb, and a switch. Switch is used to open as well as to close the circuits. So now we need switch to open and close the circuit. So let's discuss these two types of circuit. So the simplest form of circuit is when two terminals of a cell are connected to the two terminals of a bulb and a switch. The common electric components of an electric circuit are cell or battery. We need switch, maybe on or off, and a bulb. The electricity flows only through a complete circuit and not through a broken circuit. So whenever the circuit is broken, then there is no flow of the electricity. And we take the direction of the current in a closed circuit like this. It is always taken from the negatively charged part. That is, here you can see in this diagram, the direction of current is taken from the negatively charged part. Although we are taking the direction of the current in the opposite direction of the flow of electrons, but in this type of enclosed circuit, we are taking this direction in the flow of the direction of the electrons. So let's discuss the types of electric circuit. The very first one is the closed circuit. So as the name suggests, the circuit on which the switch is on and the electric current flows from one terminal of the battery to the other, making the appliance work. It is known as the closed circuit. Regarding the open circuit, it is opposite to the closed circuit. In this, switch is off and electric current does not flows from one terminal of the battery to the other, as electrons are not getting the complete path to travel and the appliance did not work. So here is an example of a closed circuit. So here you can see that this terminal of the bulb is connected to a cell. This is the positive terminal, this is the negative terminal. When these two are perfectly connected to each other, then the bulb starts glowing. Here is the circuit diagram. So this is the switch. You must have seen the switches in your home. The switchboard is having number of switches to switch on or switch off the appliances. So when it is in the on condition, that means it is here. Then in that case, you can see the appliance is working. That means the current is easily flowing. Whereas in the case of the open circuit, there is a break in the path, so the electricity cannot flow. Here you can see the motor is connected to the battery, but this terminal is not connected to this terminal, so due to which there is no flow of electron. Here is the circuit diagram. Due to this open switch or switch is off, so there is no again flow of electron. So for the current to flow, we need the closed circuit, and when the appliance is not in use, then we have to make the circuit open by switching off the switch. Now there must be some precautions we should take before an electric circuit is switched on. First, see that all the components of the circuit are properly connected. Okay, it is very necessary that whatever components are there in the circuit, they should be properly connected. The connection wire is tightly connected to each appliance or component. It is very necessary. If the connection wires are not tightly connected, then there may be the sparking, or your wire may burn, or your appliance may not work also. Do not touch the switch or any component with wet hands. Okay, it is always advised whenever you are switching on or off the circuit of the switch, then your hands should be properly dried. They should not be wet, because we already knew that human body is a very good conductor of the electricity. So due to the presence of the water, there is a completion of the circuit and the electric current may flow through our body, which creates the shock and which may even lead to the death of a person. So these are the few familiar electric components. This is the electric cell. All you need to know is the symbols. So this is the symbol of an electric cell. Now when more than one cell are connected to each other, it becomes the battery. This is the symbol of electric bulb. Whenever the switch is in on position, then these two terminals are connected through a wire. It can be seen in this symbol, and in off position it should be like this. This is the symbol of the wire. Whenever you draw the circuit, then this line indicates the wire. This is the resistance. Resistance is a quantity which offer the resistance to the flow of current or oppose the flow of current. It shows the key is open and it shows the key is closed. So these are the few electrical symbols that we use in our day-to-day life. Okay, so this is how we represent the electric symbols. So in the next video we will discuss about the circuit diagrams and about the various types of circuit diagram. For now, thank you.